So we have Todd's confession. He's the owner of the property. He's the monster. Pretty straightforward, huh?
Yeah.
No.
Uh-huh.
That's not how we do it here at PATW.
No, it's not.
We're back.
And better than ever. I think I said that last time.
And better yet, so are you. So thank you.
Yes,
thank you for
thank you.
joining.
I'm Rebecca.
Oh, and I'm Rachel. If you're new here, we're twins. We love true crime with a plot twist. We hate the idiots responsible for them. And that's our spiel. No old-timey. Don't worry about that here. Don't worry about that here.
Nope. We found crimes from the early 1900s and earlier. Very boring. So you don't have to worry about that. We'll say it.
We'll say it. Don't care. Come at me. But other than that, thank you for being here.
Thank you so
and you
much.
know, this, I don't know if this is true or not, but it's up there. This may be my longest episode ever.
My God.
And honestly, I like made myself stop. It could be a solid another hour.
Oy vey.
Add an hour to this episode, and that's what it could be.
But people would like that. So
it would get very convoluted. I'll tell you that right now. It gets very back and forth. Some of it would be unnecessary. Right. Just let me tell you about some stuff. And I'm going to jump in. And you know what? I'm going to say the sources at the end.
Okay.
There's too many with names just abound.
We're not about spoil. Another thing. Not about spoilers.
We're just going to jump in. Okay, so imagine this. You're on Amazon buying a few things.
Every day.
Perusing reviews.
Every day.
And you read this. I'm going to read a few reviews, real life reviews. And the first one has a derogatory term in it. It's inappropriate. I know. I recognize it, but I'm reading it. It's a review for a folding shovel. It says, keep in car for when you have to have the bodies and you left the full-size shovel at home. Does not come with a midget, which would have been nice.
Oh, my God.
Y'all, PSA, please no one say midget anymore.
We're done with that term. That review does not happen every day.
No.
So.
A review for an SOG Pentagon fixed blade S14N knife. You know when you were looking that up the other day? Did you see this? Haven't stabbed anyone yet, but I'm keeping the dream alive. And when I do, it will be with a quality tool like this.
Okay.
Review for a chainsaw. Works excellent. Getting the neighbor to stand still while you chase them with it is hard enough without having an easy-to-use chainsaw. Okay, so those are the reviews you're reading. Some dark humor. Yeah. Sick joke, huh?
Not getting your neighbor to stand still. That's the tricky part.
That's the tricky part, but not when you have an easy-to-use chainsaw, is what he said.
God.
Seems like a sick joke, but no, it's not a joke. They were written by a real-life monster, and these reviews were discovered after he was busted.
Uh-huh.
But first, let's talk about a horrifying crime.
Sure.
Shall we?
Yes, we shall.
In 2016, 30-year-old Kayla Brown and 32-year-old Charlie Carver had been dating for a few months and living together in Anderson, South Carolina.
Hey,
It's a lot of this area, very local to Rebecca, Greenville, upstate South Carolina folks. Even though Charlie was in the process of going through a divorce, he and Kayla were pretty serious. Kayla worked at a dialysis clinic and picked up side jobs cleaning houses, and Charlie worked as a printing machine operator at First Quality Enterprises and was a former Army National Guard. On September 3rd, 2016, Charlie's mom realized she hadn't heard from Charlie in a few days, and they usually never went more than a couple of days without talking to each other. Mm-hmm. So she called him, texted him, but wasn't getting a response, and his phone was off, going straight to voicemail. So she tried Kayla, same thing, no response, straight to voicemail. She starts asking around and learns that the last time anyone had seen or talked to them was on August 31st, which was 4 days before.
Of what year?
2016.
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
So his mom was like, holy shit, actually. So coming up on 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Very close to 10 years from now.
Uh-huh.
So 2016. So his mom was like, holy shit, no one's heard or seen them in 4 days.
Uh-huh.
She calls the property manager of the Anderson Crossing Apartments, which is where they lived, to go check on them. The manager walked in and there was no sign of Charlie or Kayla, but Kayla's Pomeranian, Romeo, was there, and it was clear Romeo had gone several days without food or water.
Romeo.
Kayla would never leave Romeo like this. No dog owner would do that.
Right.
You know?
Get out of here.
So Charlie's car, which was a white Pontiac Grand Prix, was not in the parking lot as well, and his laptop was missing. But there were things in their apartment that indicated they did not take off on their own. Their clothes were pretty much all there. Prescription medication that one of them needed, Kayla's contacts, all of that was there, and they definitely would have taken it if they were going to be gone for several days.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, Romeo, the Pomeranian.
The puppy.
The pup. Charlie's mom contacted Kayla's mom, who hadn't heard from them either. So the two moms joined forces. They called the police to report them missing and then posted flyers of Kayla and Charlie everywhere. One of the lead investigators on the case was Anderson police officer Charlin Ezel. I hope I'm saying that right. I think I am. Ezel. And a few days after they were reported missing, Detective Ezel was alerted about Charlie's Facebook page.
Ooh.
There was an updated status that said, we're okay, we've gone away for a while, we're getting married, or we got married. It says different things. But it was weird because he wasn't legally divorced yet. So everyone was like, that can't be right.
Yeah.
But this post actually gave friends and family a lot of hope. And the Facebook updates kept coming throughout September and October. There were over 50 of them.
Oof.
Mostly they're telling people they're fine. But as time went on, they start getting bizarre. One said, sometimes late at night, I dig a hole in the backyard to keep the nosy neighbors guessing. It was a lot of that. It was a lot of like, y'all are being nosy. Nosy neighbors, we're fine. We're good. Leave us alone. Another one said, we're having a baby girl July 1st.
What? And this is August?
So this is, they were reported missing September 3rd officially. This is mid-September. Started,
okay.
Third week of September they started, and they just keep going. We're having a baby girl July 1st, which really, if you do the math,
right,
you wouldn't know that already. But anyway, doesn't matter.
You certainly wouldn't be announcing it on Facebook that early.
No.
That's a faux pas.
Yeah.
Actually, but I told our listeners, like,
I know, that's true.
Too early in. Sorry.
It worked out. It was okay. There were also a few direct messages to people where he asked for money for drugs.
Okay.
Which he wasn't, I believe, not really known to do. So their responses being like, is this really you? And he's like, yeah, we're good.
Wow.
Another post was this, and let's see if you can place it. Ready?
Okay.
Last thing I remember, I was running for the door. I had to find the passage back to the place I was before. Relax, said the night man. We are programmed to receive. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Check out, Hotel California.
Thank you. Hotel California by the Eagles. That's on my personal list of worst songs. Worst.
I don't like that song.
I hate that song.
That and Brown Eyed Girl can suck my dick.
I put.
And Sweet Home Alabama. Look, if we're going to do
I can't believe you haven't named the worst of the worst.
What?
On my list.
Oh, wait, stop. Hold on. Sweet Home Alabama?
Well, no, that's just overplayed. It's not Joker by Steve Miller Band. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
But Brown Eyed Girl is also on there.
Sure.
Jeez. Love Van Morrison.
For sure.
Hate that song.
Yeah.
Come at me. Again. Please don't. At one point, his and Kayla's missing posters were posted to his page. And all the while, again, saying, we're fine, y'all are nosy, and whatever. Things like that. People are commenting, like, what's happening here? Where are you? Everyone's looking.
Yeah.
Whatever. Pictures were posted as if they're real time, but friends and family knew, like, these are from 2 years or a year ago or whatever.
Oof.
So it was all bizarre.
Yeah.
And it especially piqued interest because not only did they not sound like Charlie, like things he would post, but he wasn't active on Facebook to begin with, ever. He never posted. And now all of a sudden he's very active and the posts are weird.
Yeah. And like, you're really taking a leap, person behind this. And I do know the story and I know who's behind it.
I don't think you do, actually.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, anyway, whoever's behind it is very cocky. Like, you're taking a big leap to say, like, I want to buy drugs. I want to use Facebook to, upload Eagles lyrics.
Right.
Like, you're really like being specific about this victims interests that you probably have no idea what they are.
Whoa, you'll
or
learn
the crime that I'm thinking.
Yeah, you'll learn that the person behind it is a mastermind. That's sarcasm.
Oh, I was like, no.
They're a dipshit.
Yeah.
So on the contrary, though, so Charlie typically never active on Facebook. On the contrary, Kayla was typically very active on Facebook. Yet her page has been radio silent since the day they went missing. Investigators started working on warrants to get Kayla and Charlie's cell phone data, as well as obviously Facebook data, to see what IP address these posts were coming from.
Sure.
But that takes weeks. So in the meantime, they start questioning people. Of course, that starts with Charlie's estranged wife, Nikki Carver. I tell you, she doesn't come off great.
Okay, Nikki.
She's shady.
Oh, okay.
So Charlie and Nikki got married in 2014, and less than 3 years later, they're in the middle of a bitter divorce. There does seem to be a little overlap between when he started dating Kayla and when he and Nikki officially decided they're getting divorced. So she was pissed. They talked to her on September 6th. That's 3 days after they were reported missing. And she tells them, like, I don't know, haven't heard from them, whatever. A few weeks later, on September 19th, she sits down with investigators again and says that Charlie actually called her from a blocked number on September 11th, almost 2 weeks after they were reported missing.
Oh.
And she's telling the investigators this on the 19th.
Oh. Wow.
Over a week after
Sorry,
that. So
wasn't clocking that. Yeah. Wow.
She said he told her that he and Kayla were going to the airport to fly to Vero Beach, Florida, but they got in a fight, and Kayla punched him so hard that 6 of his ribs were broken. So
Kayla is a bodybuilder.
Yeah, so he ended up driving to a hospital in Myrtle Beach to tend to this because he didn't want record of abuse in Greenville.
Oh.
He didn't want anyone to find out about this, so he was like, I'm going to go to...
records go everywhere.
Well, and why Myrtle
about?
Beach? I don't know. But she said he just didn't want to go to a hospital in Greenville. Then everyone would find out. So he drove to Myrtle Beach. Whatever. So police are like, wait a minute.
No.
Wait. Why did you not tell us he called? Like, you knew he was a missing person when he called. Why did you not call us? And she said, well, her phone died after that conversation. So they asked, okay, but then you charged it, right? And she said, yeah. And they said, then why didn't you call?
Nikki, you're not giving it to us straight here.
She said,
why didn't you call?
Oh, because she forgot, and I quote, I've been busy.
Cash me outside. How about that?
I've been busy. Cash me outside if you want to know. So needless to say, Nikki is at the top of their list. And now they're going to go ahead and get warrants for her cell phone and computer data too.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
On October 8th, 38 days after Charlie and Kayla went missing, their cell phone provider, AT&T, gets a call from Detective Charlene Ezel asking them to geolocate his phone. The warrants had been issued, but it takes a long time to get that data, so they're already working on it, and they're like, no, goodbye.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay.
AT&T says it?
Yeah, AT&T picks up. She's like, hey, I'm Charlene Ezel. We need it to geolocate this phone, missing person. They're like, yeah, I know, we're already working on that. Goodbye.
So it's like my God, what episode was it? Where they explain it's a similar situation, and they explain that they go in order, and it's like backlogged 200 warrants,
Right.
in any given, I think, week or something. And it just piles up, and they have to manually go through them and all that. But I think in my episode, you made the point, and it is a valid one, that if it's a detective or like a warrant on a potential homicide murder or a missing person, you got to prioritize that. If it's a warrant to, there should be tiers. Like if it's a warrant to...
There may be,
right,
of a private investigator looking to see if a spouse is having an affair.
Right. Shit like that.
Like, sure. Okay. And I think there is.
I don't think they could get a warrant for that anyway. Well, but yeah, you know.
Right. There may be, but it can still take months. They actually do get it kind of quickly here, but either way, there's a call to AT&T. No, we're already working on that. Goodbye. This will be relevant later, but I'm just telling you about it now.
Okay.
That phone call. About a week later, Facebook records came back, and they finally have an answer about all the Facebook posts coming from Charlie's account. They were posted from an IP address matching his ex-wife, Nikki.
No.
And I told you don't know
I'm
everything.
sorry.
You don't know everything. You think.
Yeah.
You think you're privy.
Uh-huh.
But I tell you, whew,
Oh,
there is a lot
okay.
to it.
Nikki.
Police say, hey, wait a minute, Nicole. Wait a minute. What you doing, girl? Why the hell are you posting from his Facebook account?
Right.
And she admits that after they went missing, but before they were reported missing, she just rolled the dice sometime between August 31st and September 3rd. She went over to their apartment, and it was unlocked, and they weren't there, so she let herself in, and she took Charlie's laptop and left. And the property manager actually saw her do this.
Wait, what?
So she used to live in that apartment, like up until recently at this point. So the apartment manager saw her, knew who she was, have a laptop in her hand, walk in, walk out, leave. Didn't think much of it.
Were those Facebook
Post from
posts?
his computer.
I know, but they were only for those days, like whatever, August 31st to September.
No, she was doing it all throughout September and October.
Oh, right.
Just they didn't know where his laptop was.
Yeah.
Did he have it? Is it actually
So
stolen?
after he was reported missing, she did
Oh, yeah.
consciously go on there and start doing it.
Yes.
That's not okay.
Nope. Sketchy. Some might think that's sketchy.
Shady as shit. Even if she didn't do it, which I don't.
Okay.
Whatever. Even if she didn't, if there's no foul play, we have you on like obstruction of justice. We're in investigation, ma'am.
Right.
And breaking and entering, and like theft, everything.
There's
Like,
so many. Well,
what
she
just
didn't break
happened?
it. She just walked in.
Can she do that? Whatever.
Well, she was already at the top of their list.
Yeah.
She is now skyrocketed. She's off the map. But we're going to come back to her later. Don't
Okay.
worry. We're not done with Nikki yet.
No.
Cell phone data revealed that both Charlie and Kayla's phones last pinged off of a tower near Woodruff, South Carolina. Mm-hmm. That's about 50 miles from their apartment in Anderson, South Carolina. On October 18th, 2016, detectives got a tip that Kayla may be buried on a huge 95-acre piece of property in Spartanburg County, South Carolina, which is where the tower pinged, Woodruff, South Carolina, Spartanburg. Yep. So they're like, oh, that might be definitely worth looking into. Ugh. The Anderson detectives contacted the Spartanburg Sheriff's Department, who confirmed that there was only one property that size within 2 miles of that cell tower. So now they have a much smaller search area to focus on, but it is still a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
This area is heavily wooded, undeveloped for the most part. It's gnarly.
Yeah.
So the Sheriff's Department flies a helicopter over the property to see if they could spot Charlie's car, which again is a white Pontiac Grand Prix, but to no avail. It's too dense to see shit from the air.
Wow.
So they got a search warrant, and on November 3rd, 64 days after they went missing, investigators start scouring the property on foot. They come across a barn that they meticulously search, but nothing comes from it. They have K-9 units doing their thing, getting no hits. This goes on for hours when finally, deep in the woods, they find a 15 by 30 foot green metal Connex shipping container that was secured with 5 padlocks.
Ew.
And he definitely got these padlocks from Amazon because here's one more review that I hadn't read you yet. It's for the master padlock, high security lock. Oof. It says, solid locks, have 5 on a shipping container, won't stop them, but sure will slow them down until you're too old to care.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it? I mean, like, okay. Keep going.
So they get a sledgehammer, which I feel like is not a good tool for this, but they start hacking
but how
away.
big is it? It's big.
Well, yeah, but whatever. They get a sledgehammer. They start hacking away at the padlocks. But after about 15 minutes, they pause because they heard something.
Oh, I'm short of breath.
It sounded like someone yelling, stop, and they look around all confused when all of a sudden there's banging from inside the container and someone is yelling, help.
Oh, Kayla.
Finally, investigators get a blowtorch. I think they found it in the barn. And they start breaking all the locks a lot more easily. And inside the shipping container, they found Kayla Brown. She was chained up to the wall by her neck, like a dog, as they put it, and is in absolute shock that it's over.
Oh.
It's been 64 days and she was alive, but she's also alone.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell is Charlie?
Yeah.
We're going to answer that,
I'd hope so.
but not yet.
Okay.
5 days after Kayla's rescue, police make an arrest. Charlie's ex-wife, Nikki Carver, is arrested.
Ooh.
Remember that call placed to AT&T on October 8th from Detective Ezel asking to geolocate Charlie's phone?
Shut the fuck up. Please tell me.
Well, more about that. AT&T had already delivered that information to investigators. No one knew, but they had it. So when they got that call from, I'm quoting, Detective Ezel, that was the red flag. They were like, why are y'all asking for it again? We delivered that. We gave that to y'all. So the AT&T employee asked her to verify her badge number. She could not do that.
Oh, my God.
They asked her to spell her name. She misspelled it twice. The employee...
Hold on, what's her name?
Ezel.
Last
Charlene.
name. Okay,
Charlene Ezel.
Okay,
I mean, Ezell,
Sure.
But I think the first name too. I mean,
Sure.
I don't know if I would get
sorry.
it. But I would definitely do my research before impersonating a detective.
Sure.
So the employee was like, this is so weird. Put her on hold, called the cops.
Yes.
Because they knew there's no way this is the detective. And they learned that it was Nikki impersonating her.
Old as Nikki.
She's, I mean, at this point in her low 30s. Come on.
Get it together, girl.
What is with this bitch?
What is
So
with her?
when she was arrested, they, again, arrested her right after they found Kayla. She also admitted that she lied about talking to Charlie on September 11th, which we knew. The whole Vero Beach, Myrtle Beach thing. She said actually the last time she talked to him was August 29th. Why the fuck would you do that?
Right.
Wasting their time. The Facebook post. What are you doing?
Facebook post, Kayla broke 6 of his ribs by punching him.
What are you doing?
What are you talking about?
She wasn't charged with stealing the laptop or for derailing the investigation so severely, but they have her for impersonating a lead detective, and she was eventually found guilty, ordered to pay $2,000, and was put on probation.
No,
I know.
She needs to be charged with everything. She makes poor decisions.
Well, yeah.
And she needs to learn from that.
Right. And we're not totally done with her yet, but if you're thinking, okay, obviously, there you go, we're done, she's behind all of this, hold up.
I wasn't thinking that.
You weren't? Because as the police are unchaining Kayla and rescuing her, they ask who did this, and she says, Todd Kohlhepp.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
More shockingly, Todd Kohlhepp was an uber successful real estate agent in the area who owned this piece of property.
So he has 95 acres.
He has 95 acres, and he didn't even
successful.
actually live there. He lived about 8 miles away in Moore, South Carolina.
He loves Nikki. He is like, thank God this bitch is really pointing the investigators to her.
Yeah, really.
Wow.
And we'll see how that shakes out. It's insane.
Okay. I'm so excited because while I know Todd Kohlhepp, I really only know that Kayla. I remember when Kayla was found.
I do too. God, it's so creepy. Y'all,
so creepy.
That video footage is online. Oof. Maybe if I'm allowed to post it, I will.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I guess I am. You know what? I am. Thank you so much for asking. I will post it. It is so sad.
I know. Yeah.
So Kayla met Todd. Again, successful real estate agent in the area, owns this big ass piece of,
Sure.
doing well for himself. Kayla met him through her ex-boyfriend, Dustin Lawson, who used to sell Todd guns. I guess Dustin's some sort of arms dealer. Mm-hmm. Cute. But wait a minute. This is America. What? He should be able to get all the guns and ammo he wants, right? Yeah. Plus,
right. Nice.
He's a respected businessman. He shouldn't be mixed up in all this.
He's a former felon or something.
Well, I'm going to tell you about Todd, and you'll understand. He is a huge piece of shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Todd Christopher Sampsell was born on March 7th, 1971 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. His father, Billy, and his mom, Regina, got divorced in 1973 after only 4 years of marriage.
Oh, wow.
And Regina got full custody of Todd.
Todd Sampson, incel?
Sampsell. Pretty much. Okay. A mix of the two for sure.
Mm.
Shortly after the divorce, Regina remarried a guy named Carl Kohlhepp, who had 2 children of his own, Michelle, who was a year older than Todd, and Michael, who was a year younger.
Okay.
So they're 3 kids, all pretty much the same age.
Yeah.
In 1976, Carl adopted Todd, and that's why his last name changed to Kohlhepp.
Got it.
Despite this, though, Todd did not like his stepdad. Didn't get along with him. I think the feeling was pretty mutual, whatever. The family moved around a lot when Todd was young, especially, but he mostly grew up in Georgia, Arizona, and South Carolina. From a young age, he was described as very difficult, hostile, and angry. In fact, when he was 5 years old, his mom, Regina, sent him to live with his grandparents at his grandparents' farm. Todd later claimed that he was severely abused while living there. His grandparents already hated his mom, Regina. They made it known that she was unwanted to begin with, so now Todd is very much unwanted. But they took him in, I guess. But it's a farm, and they made him work.
Yeah. Are these her parents?
These are her parents.
Oh, assholes.
I know. His grandfather does sound like a piece of shit. He'd shock Todd and Regina with a cattle prod because he thought it was funny.
That is funny.
Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah, that's a good one.
He'd also castrate pigs in front of Todd and threaten he'd be next.
Wow. And he wrote a book, How to Raise a Serial Killer.
Exactly.
Wow.
Eventually, Todd would go back to living with Regina and Carl and his step-siblings, Michelle and Michael. However, when Todd was 7 years old, Michelle and Michael's mother kidnapped them from school. She told the school that she was their aunt and she needed to get them because their mom had just been killed. What? She was the mom.
Hold on.
Questions?
Yeah. So she kidnapped Todd's two half-siblings or step-siblings?
Yes.
Okay.
Their biological mother came from Georgia.
He had already gone
South
to live
Carolina.
with his grandparents and back by the time he was 7?
Yeah.
They put him to work on that farm when he was 7?
He left. He went to live with them when he was 5 years old.
Oof.
But he was like cleaning the chicken coops, and there were a few examples of.
He's not like on a backhoe loader.
No, not that I know of.
It's not on a tractor.
A backhoe loader,
Right?
That's not a thing.
Yeah, it is.
You're mixing front loader and backhoe.
I don't think I am.
Okay. Whatever. We're gonna have a million comments.
Fine.
Oh man. So the school let the mom take them because again she came in saying, "Hey, I'm Michael and Michelle's aunt. Their mother was just killed.
I'm not going to let you correct me anymore because you were wrong about Jerry Springer.
Oh my God. How about that, huh? God. Y'all, I know.
He's dead.
If you're listening backwards,
You're wrong about
eventually
something
going to
else.
get me. You're going to get to an episode where I say Jerry Springer's still alive. I know. Thank you. Looking directly at you. I know. He's dead.
Wrong.
I was wrong.
I was
Sorry.
right.
But that's literally the only thing.
No, I think there was something else. But anyway, keep going.
So they let the mom take them under the false pretense, again, that she's the aunt, mom died, I got to get these kids to Georgia to deal with all that shit. And the school said, oh gosh, by all means, take them. When Carl realized what happened, when Todd's stepdad, Carl, realized like, oh, my kids were kidnapped by my ex-wife.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
He decided not to press charges and ended up relinquishing custody to her.
Whoa. In the history of child disputes, that is the first time that I've ever heard that.
I'd actually love to know more.
Right.
But wow, sounds like a mess. So now the other
kids.
I know, but now the other two kids are gone, and Todd is now an only child, which changed the dynamics of the household. And Carl was very bitter about the whole thing. Todd later said after this, Carl was hostile on a good day. So he didn't. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, sure, okay. Just a dysfunctional childhood.
It's not good.
Yeah.
So Todd's behavior continued being horrific.
Tale as old as time.
Yeah. He allegedly shot a dog with a BB gun.
Still not
cool, but asshole. But
right.
he later claims the neighbor shot him, not him, whatever. I don't believe that. At one point, he asked his parents for a gerbil, which is a red flag enough.
Yeah, for real.
But they said no and got him a goldfish instead, and he was so pissed that in order to show him he meant business, he poured bleach in the goldfish tank and killed it. Although to this, he says he was trying to clean it and thought pouring bleach in would expedite the process.
What?
It only expedited the process of everyone realizing you're a psychopath. That's what sped up.
However, I did want my goldfish when I was little, Goldilocks, to play in the snow with me. So
And we left her out.
I left her out there. So
trigger warning, we left her out during the 93 blizzard. If you in the Southeast remember that. We just forgot we had to get the hell out of the house and go to a house with a generator. Didn't think about it. And
so
I'll tell ya.
if he were like, 5 and that was an honest mistake, I'd be like, oh, buddy, kind of been there. But seeing it as he grew up to keep someone in a shipping container, I'm going to go ahead and say he did it on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lord knows what he would have done to that gerbil.
Oh, yeah. For real. When Todd was 9 or 10, he was placed in the Georgia State Mental Health Institute for 3.5 months for anger management. He remembers being sedated with Thorazine and, hold on, I'm going to get it. Okay, Thorazine and amitriptyline. Amitriptyline. Shut up. Mm-hmm. You know.
Nailed it.
He said he was sedated so much so that he couldn't even remember where he was. And from the second I read those medications, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
The nurse in the first scene of the first Halloween asked Dr. Loomis what they should administer to Michael Myers before he goes before the judge. And Dr. Loomis says, Thorazine. And she says, he'll barely be able to sit up. And he says, that's the idea. That's Thorazine.
Okay.
I remember that from reading.
I was
This is the shit I look up when I should be, focusing.
I was literally thinking, I know that word. Where is that?
Thorazine.
Where have I heard
Halloween.
Thorazine before?
They were going to give it to Michael Myers.
Sure.
So anyway.
Must be a hell of a sedative to take down that tree.
Well, it didn't work.
No, it
if
did
you
not.
remember.
No.
The treatment didn't help. The 3.5 month stint there. Todd got back
9 or 10.
9 or 10. It's tough.
How did any of you people survive the 7? What year was that?
That he was born in 71.
Oh,
so,
God. So, yeah.
early 80s.
How did anyone fucking survive? This was the go-to.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's rough. So the treatment didn't really help. Todd got back home and continued to go above and beyond if he didn't get his way. Finally, when he was 12, he told Regina he wanted to live with his biological father, and he threatened suicide if she didn't let him. Regina said no and reminded him that she had just bought him a brand new bedroom set. So Todd took a claw hammer to the bedroom set, destroyed it, and was like, see? There's nowhere to sleep here. God. Fucking, how pissed.
A punk ass little bitch.
I mean, I would
be like, what? You little shit.
Yeah. So
no, you're right. You don't.
Yeah, that's right. You're sleeping on this destroyed, big wood 80s bedroom set.
You didn't give me a new bed. This one's broken. This one sucks.
Yeah.
It fell right apart when I hit it 100 times with the
claw hammer. So that was his move. So finally in 1984, Regina said, okay, you win. And she let Todd move in with his biological dad, Billy, in Tempe, Arizona.
Oh, wow.
She was hoping that a male authority would be good for him. I guess Carl wasn't cutting it. Yeah. But Todd's behavior actually got worse in Arizona. His dad, Billy, was a veteran, but exaggerated his level of service, like one of those. He loved guns and passed that love of guns down to Todd. He even showed Todd how to blow things up and make bombs.
Ooh.
When he wasn't acting like a dipshit older brother instead of a dad, he was usually gone. He had a bunch of girlfriends. It seemed like Todd was very secondary. However, that's Todd's account. Billy, on the other hand, says bullshit. He said they would build model airplanes together. He made him do homework. He checked in with Todd's teachers regularly. We don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Either way.
Somewhere in between.
Yeah.
There's 3 sides to every story. His, and ours.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, Todd continued to be a little shit while he was in Arizona. He was horrific to one of the really young kids who lived nearby. He'd lock him in a dog kennel and hit his head against clay pipes and then laugh at him when the kid cried out in pain. That kid's mother described Todd as the devil on a chain.
There you go.
And that is correct.
Yes, accurate.
Then on November 25th, 1986, things took a very dark turn when Tempe, Arizona police got a frantic call from a 5-year-old boy saying his sister was missing.
Okay.
His sister was 14-year-old Christy Granado. She was home, or Granado. She was home babysitting him, her 5-year-old little brother, and 3-year-old little sister who were taking naps. And when they woke up, she was gone. So this sweet baby boy called the cops.
Oh.
I think the parents were at work. So police rush over to the house, and the parents come home soon after. The cops and the parents are getting the story from these little kids when all of a sudden Christy walks through the door.
Oh, my God.
They ask her what the hell happened, and she told them she was sitting on the couch studying chemistry when the doorbell rings. She opened it to find her 15-year-old neighbor and classmate, Todd Kohlhepp. 15. Todd had a crush on her and had tried to get her to come to his house several times before, but she always said no because he creeped her out. Mm-hmm. Good intuition.
Yeah.
This time, though, Todd claimed that a boy she had a crush on was waiting around the corner and wanted to talk to her. She told him she couldn't leave because she was babysitting and run along, get the hell off my property. But Todd was persistent, and she was scared of waking up the kids if she kept arguing with him, so she agreed to go. She left not even wearing shoes because this boy that she had a crush on, who was supposedly waiting on her, was just in the alley right behind her house. So she was like essentially in her backyard.
Yeah.
She followed Todd back there, and he pulled out a .22 caliber pistol and put it to her head. 15 classmates.
Wow.
He started forcing her to walk with him towards his house, but Christy was like, hell no. And as they're walking, she suddenly spins around and grabs the barrel of the gun. When she did that, Todd pulled the trigger, which was still aimed at her head, and it misfired.
Thank God.
Thank God. I mean, she would have been shot in the head, no doubt, but it was in fact loaded. So she's like, okay, I'll just go. 15 years old.
Wow.
I know.
And she was like, she's 14, right? Mm-hmm. So she's young enough where she like is on that invincibility.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to grab that fucking barrel,
like, there's no way this dipshit's holding a real gun.
Right. Oh, my God.
It was real.
Girls against dipshits.
Thank God it misfired. Girls against dipshits for sure.
Gads.
Gads. All right. Coming at you soon. Newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter.
Well, when you said mother, like the mothers teamed up, I was like, oh, mads.
Yeah.
Mothers against dipshits.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, but no.
All girls
are against
everyone. Everyone against AIDS. Everyone against dipshits. So they get to Todd's house. His dad's out of town on business, by the way, so it's empty. Mm-hmm. Todd pushed Christy into his bedroom, forced her to take off her clothes, which she noted she had never done in front of anyone before.
Of course not.
Obviously, because she's a child.
Yeah.
He tied her hands with rope, covered her mouth with duct tape, and held a knife to her throat, which left marks that were still visible to police as she's telling them this story.
Wow.
Next, he raped her. Specifically, not that anyone's asking for specifics, but he sodomized her.
No. 15. I know, I'm going to say that a million times. Sorry.
Sick. This was around the time that Christy's little brother called the police because Todd then saw police cars coming by, like in the neighborhood. So he's wondering out loud what to do with her. And Christy's begging him, please let me go. She promised she wouldn't tell anyone. Todd refused and said no, he had to kill her. And she told him that she would tell police they were just looking for a lost dog. Todd agreed to let her go, but threatened that if she told anyone, he would kill her and her entire family. After hearing Christy's story, Officer Betsy Cable walked over to Todd's house. Yes. Can you imagine being the parents? Being like, oh, wait, sorry, this just happened and his dad's out of town? He's there by himself?
This punk-ass little kid?
Yeah. Okay. No, hold on. Officer, you hang back. We're going to go have a little chat with him first. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Somehow he ended up with a tire iron in his skull. That is so crazy.
We found him like that. It was weird.
That is. So Officer Cable knocks on the door and Todd opens it holding a rifle. So she pulled out her gun and said, come out right now or I'm going to shoot you.
Again, he's young enough where he thinks he's invincible too. And you're like, no.
No, he's just a monster enough. I mean, whatever. So he obeyed. He put down the weapon, complied. And when she confronted Todd about what he did to Christy, he responded with, what's going to happen to me? How much am I going to get? Talking about jail time.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. Todd is arrested, and during a psychiatric evaluation, he was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, and his IQ was 118, which is above average. Mm-hmm. During the evaluation, the psychiatrist said that he showed deep emotional disturbance, but not psychosis. He also displayed signs of ego inflation and extreme rebellion against authority, as he generally feels he should be in control. And lastly, they wrote that the only emotion Todd is capable of is anger.
Oof.
I'll say.
Yeah.
They asked him why he did it, and he said because he was angry with his father. He just wanted attention. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
And we'll learn more later, but he is
one big cry for help.
Insecure little boy.
Sure.
Through and through.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
He was originally charged as a juvenile, but they changed it
to an adult
and charged him as an adult because of his IQ. The judge said Todd was very bright and should be advanced academically, but also behaviorally and emotionally very dangerous. So off to adult court. They're like, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Which 15 that's really
controversial,
young. But I fucking hate this guy so much. I don't give a shit.
Right.
Don't give a shit. Uh-huh. He pleaded guilty to kidnapping and committing a dangerous crime against children in exchange for getting the sexual assault charge dropped. For this, he's sentenced to 15 years in prison, and he still had to register as a sex offender.
Oh, okay, good.
Don't worry. Even though the assault charge was dropped, he still had to register. There's a little bit more about why and all that later. But she
is 14. She probably doesn't want to have to go through that part.
Yeah.
But
Chrissy's parents said her abduction and rape had devastating effects on the entire family.
Imagine.
Her grades slipped. She stopped doing her sports. Like she stopped caring. It was sad.
Yeah.
So he started his 15-year sentence in adult prison when he was 17 years old. That's more that's an easier pill to swallow. But again, honestly, this guy sucks so bad.
You're right. Yeah.
So that's a terrible place to be for someone who displays, again, extreme rebellion against authority is what the psychiatrist said. He had 7 violations for disobeying orders, behavior. Some of them were due to violence. Like he is just a piece of shit doing a piece of shit stuff.
Yeah.
After over 14 years in prison, he was released in November 2001 at 30 years old. He moved back to South Carolina to be closer to his mom, and he got a job as a graphic designer.
What?
Yeah.
How did he learn graphic designing?
It's 2003, so I don't...
Oh, yeah.
Paint. Microsoft Paint. He put shapes together. Clip art. I don't know. In 2003, he left his graphic designer job and started attending Greenville Technical College, eventually transferred to University of South Carolina Upstate. In March 2006, he received his pilot's license.
Whoa. Okay.
In May 2006...
A man of many hats. But all right,
yeah.
Keep going.
In May of 2006, he applied to take the South Carolina real estate exam. The real estate application didn't require a criminal background check, but I don't know if he didn't know this or I don't know. But he got to the question about past criminal convictions, and he wrote that he had been convicted of kidnapping and was a registered sex offender. As a result, he had to explain what happened in a letter to the South Carolina Department of Labor Licensing and Regulation. And Todd wrote that when he was 15 years old, it's a bullshit story, obviously. He said when he was 15 years old, he and his girlfriend, who was also 15, had an argument while they were at his house while his father was away. The letter said that before his dad left town, he told Todd where his handgun was in case he needed it for protection. And during this argument, Todd picked up the gun and told his girlfriend not to move. When the girlfriend didn't come home on time, her parents got worried and called the police, who went over to Todd's house and found him holding her at gunpoint. So it was all a misunderstanding. Like, that's not a misunderstanding. She was still being held against her will.
At 15 years old. By 15-year-old, you're dangerous, sir.
At gunpoint. Yeah. And I'm like, that's not really a misunderstanding.
Right.
You're holding her at gunpoint.
Yeah.
She couldn't go home.
Yeah.
But
he's essentially saying
it was just like a silly teenage fight, teenage
domestic
love,
dispute,
you know. And even with that bullshit story, you're wondering maybe why would he have to register as a sex offender?
Right. Yeah.
Well,
because she was.
Often a kidnapping conviction by itself is enough to require someone to register as a sex offender, whether or not they actually committed a sex offense. This is especially true if the victim's under 18 and if the kidnapper is not a victim's parent.
Oh.
So, if it's not a custodial thing.
Yeah.
So this was the case for Todd. They dropped the sexual assault charge. So whether he actually raped her or not wouldn't have mattered. he was put on the registry for the kidnapping charge.
Yeah.
Which now allowed him to be like, oh, yeah, I am a registered sex offender, but that's all a big silly argument that her parents freaked out about.
God.
He's a dick.
Well, it should not be allowed. Everyone should know when it is for rape, where he actually raped
Well,
someone.
that was part of his plea deal.
I know, but I'm like, that should not ever be a part of the plea deal.
It is known because I'm telling you about it. And every article will tell you about it. So don't worry.
But I can't believe the people looking over his job application would see that and just take his word for it.
Oh, I know.
He's a
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just go. Why are we deeming him credible?
I know. I agree.
From the jump.
No, I agree.
He says, I'm on the sex offender registry. And it's just a big mess. I'm like, well, that seems like, or even if it did sound like an innocent story, which it does not sound like an innocent story anyway, but even if it did, I'd be like, we got to check into this.
It seems like you shouldn't be able to go inside houses and apartments alone with females. Either way.
Yeah.
That's what I think you should look for a career elsewhere. Mm-hmm. This isn't the industry for you.
No, it's not.
So, but it worked. It worked. 3 weeks later, he was given his real estate license. And for a few years, he masked who he really was and was named the top-selling rookie in North Carolina and South Carolina. He even started his own company, Todd Kohlhepp and Associates. He hired about 12 or so, a dozen agents, we'll say. Some people said he was a good boss, but most made him sound like a nightmare.
Those people were men.
No.
Oh, really?
One guy has a great quote.
Oh, okay.
Those people I don't think worked with him that closely because most that sound like he was a nightmare. One said he was a type AA, hair on fire type of guy. Like need things yesterday, like hothead, whatever. Sometimes his employees would walk in his office and he'd be watching porn. One employee, a male, said, I can remember walking in there 2 or 3 times and there was pornography on his dadgum laptop. Okay. Dadgummed. It's so funny to see it spelled out.
Uh-huh.
But
so these are the employees who said he's a nightmare.
Oh, yes. Okay. It was like
when I said those people are men, I was referring to those who said he was a good boss.
I know, but the dadgum laptop guy as a guy and he was one of us that was like, he was disgusting.
Right.
2 or 3 times he walked in, he's just watching porn.
That is so fucked.
And the type AA, hair on fire kind of guy.
Sure.
Also saying he's a nightmare. That employee was a guy.
Yeah.
He also talked openly about being on the sex offender registry and how it was because of an angry father. He was just a creep.
What are you talking about? You don't get on sex offender registries for angry parents.
Yeah. Client said the same thing. He was a nightmare for the most part. He called another realtor bitch. Like, fuck you.
God.
Whatever. I'm over him. I got to this point of
I'm
researching.
sick of talking about him.
I was so sick of reading about him. I was like, you are such a nightmare. I don't know how else to describe you.
And how did he get an award as like best most successful rookie of the year if he's a dick?
He's sleazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Gross. But successful, very successful. He was making around $350,000 a year.
Damn.
In 2014, he purchased the 95-acre property in Woodruff, South Carolina. He installed chain link fences, deer cameras, bear traps to keep people out. Now we know why. He also bragged about chasing people off his property with guns. He eventually meets Kayla Brown's ex-boyfriend, Dustin, who he hired for odd jobs, but ultimately their business dealings centered around Dustin selling him guns since Todd was a convicted felon and could not get them the legitimate way. Todd would then sometimes hire Kayla to clean houses he was listing for sale. So that's how they know each other.
Okay.
Investigators found that on August 31st, 2016, the day Kayla and Charlie went missing was one of the days Kayla was hired to clean his house in Woodruff and clear some brush on the property. Unbeknownst to Todd, she was bringing Charlie. So back to the Woodruff property.
Okay.
So now, over 2 months later, investigators have found Kayla chained by her neck in the hidden storage container on his property.
And how old is she, remind me?
She's 32.
Okay.
They were 32 and 30, I believe. Okay. Low 30s.
Okay.
I can scroll back up and say it. But I say it in the beginning.
Okay.
Promise.
Okay.
So they see her chained up. She's terrified. She's in complete disbelief. And she is very calm, but you can tell it's just shock.
Yeah.
Again, She's alone, and they ask, "Where's Charlie?"
Oh.
So they're actually unlocking her chains. They ask her, "Where's Charlie?" And she very calmly says, "He shot Charlie." And they ask, "Who shot Charlie?" And she says, this is verbatim, "Todd Kohlhepp shot Charlie Carver 3 times in the chest, wrapped him up in a blue tarp, put him in the bucket of a tractor, locked me down here, and I never saw Charlie again. Todd said he's dead and buried on the property, but the dogs will never find him because of the red pepper." And the cop immediately turns around and goes, "Go tell the dog people that." Apparently, red pepper can really, I don't think it can. I think it does really irritate a dog's sensitive ass nose.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And it can
sneezing constantly.
Yeah, so it can mask the scent of a decomposing body. So in this case, it's like, okay, when that dog starts sneezing and losing its shit, let's start digging. Start digging.
Shepherd.
I have no idea. Well,
if there's video,
I don't see the dog
German
in the video.
Shepherd running around.
I don't see the dog in the video. It's the one of the cops that goes into the shipping container. So it's there again, 95 acres. There's probably dogs all over the place.
Yeah.
Kayla goes to the hospital, and meanwhile, they're still searching this 95-acre property. They find another set of handcuffs and shackles in the loft above the garage. Charlie's Pontiac was found in the woods under a bunch of tree branches, and it had been spray painted brown. So it was pretty camouflaged. That's why they couldn't see it from the air. They found an arsenal of 20 guns and ammunition. Some guns had silencers.
Sure.
Thank you, Dustin. Lastly, and terrifyingly, they find an empty grave, which we're certain was reserved for Kayla when he was done.
Oh, God, yeah.
So when this group of investigators started searching the property, another group went to Todd's house in Moore, South Carolina, where he was. Again, that's where he primarily lived. He would just come to the property every once in a while.
But they had to talk to his attorney, Alec Murdoch.
No, probably.
Probably, though.
Probably as thick as thieves, those two.
Oh, God, you know they are.
Good God. So this is only about 15 minutes from Woodruff. They tell him that Kayla and Charlie's, they're talking to him. Again, I have footage of this too. It's everywhere.
Sure.
They tell him that Kayla and Charlie's phones were last detected on his property, and they're wondering if he knows where they could be. Because this group, they don't know anything what's going on at the property.
Yeah.
Nothing's happened yet. They just kind of split up. This group went to the primary home. This one searched the property. Todd tells them that he hired Kayla and Charlie to clean the property, or hired Kayla, she brought Charlie. And he said they did it for about an hour and a half, and then left. And they tell him, no. Kayla's phone records in particular show that she was on the property for the entire afternoon, much longer than an hour and a half. But Todd has no explanation for that. Right then, the cop questioning him gets a phone call from the group of investigators at the property saying, "We found her, arrest him now."
Fuck yeah.
He gets off the phone and tells Todd, "Hey, asshole, we have Kayla. We found her." Todd didn't even know that they had warrants to search his property. So he says, "We had warrants on your property over in Woodruff. We've been searching, and we have Kayla. We found her."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Excuse me?" And
You heard me, Dick.
You heard it, you stupid son of a bitch. They arrest him. And as they're handcuffing him, he has to call his attorney and to speak to his mother, Regina. Oh, God. We'll talk about Regina later.
Can I call my mom?
I need to call mommy. And then he starts shitting his pants and sucking his thumb.
There you go.
2 days later, on November 5th, they found Charlie's body buried in a remote area of the property near Todd's shooting targets. Kayla gives a statement at the hospital, and here's what happened. On the morning of August 31st, she and Charlie went to Todd's Woodruff property, which he refers to as the farm. So if I say farm, that's what I mean. Because he hired them to clean. They met at Todd's primary home in Moore, South Carolina, and Todd led them to the farm, which again, 15 minutes away. When they got there, Todd unlocked the gate to let them through and then locked it behind them. They followed him down this driveway, which was like a half mile, and they're surrounded by trees, woods, all this. And then they get to a big clearing, and there's a 2-story garage, like a garage with a little apartment on top. That's where he would stay, I guess, if he did stay at the farm.
Yeah.
And nearby was the infamous storage container.
Yeah.
Todd handed them each a pair of hedge clippers and a bottle of water and told them they'd be clearing the underbrush from trails on the property. And he would show them where, but first he had to run inside and get something. When he came back out, he was holding a .22 Glock and immediately shot Charlie 3 times.
What the fuck?
Afterwards, he grabbed Kayla and pulled her into the garage, threatening to kill her if she didn't listen. He handcuffed her behind her back, cuffed her ankles, and put a ball gag in her mouth.
Ew.
Then he left her there while he went and, quote, took care of Charlie. 20 minutes later, Todd brought Kayla back outside, and she saw Charlie's body wrapped in a blue tarp and placed in the front loader bucket of a tractor.
That is, ew.
I know. For the next 2 months, Todd kept Kayla chained up inside the green Connex on the property, and twice a day, he would bring her into the garage to feed her and make her do whatever he wanted sexually.
Gross.
That's how she put it. Kayla said if she did refuse his sexual advances, he wouldn't force himself on her, but he made it very clear that she was there for a reason, and if she wasn't going to be useful, there was no point in keeping her, so he'd kill her.
Fuck you.
He will go on time after time saying, I didn't rape her. I'm like,
Oh, my God.
No, that's rape.
No, that's rape.
You'll die if you don't have sex with me.
Right.
Okay. Even if you didn't hold her wrist down, what the fuck ever.
Right.
Anyway.
God, did she bring Charlie? She probably brought Charlie because she's like, this guy's a little creepy. And Charlie was like, I'm not letting you go there alone. Oh.
Well, another girl was supposed to go with her and couldn't. So maybe Charlie was like, oh, well, then I don't want you going by yourself.
Right.
But she'd cleaned for him several times before.
Yeah.
With no issues. But so I don't know. Or maybe he just wanted some money too. Because Todd had said, I'll pay both of you.
Oh, right.
And she's like, hey, wait, that my friend can't come, but Charlie can.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
So as time passed, Todd's plans for her got more grandiose. He told her that he was going to build her a house on the property and give her her own soundproof room inside, which, a padded room where no one can hear me scream? Thanks. I have no doubt you'll do that.
Right.
Eventually.
He's a monster with money.
Oh,
he
I know.
do the creepiest shit. Okay.
I know. Eventually, when he said when he could trust her, he would give her run of the property. When he grew old, he'd make sure that Kayla had enough money where she'd be set for life. That's what he's telling her. Great. Meanwhile, he's digging a grave for what?
Right. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
So Kayla's in the hospital recovering. All in all, the mental trauma is the worst of it. Physically, she's all right, but good God.
Right.
And now it's Todd's turn for some questioning. Again, he's arrested, taken down to the station. He sits down with investigators.
Beaten senseless, I hope.
God, he's huge too. Whatever.
Is he? I don't.
Yeah. He seems tall. I don't know his exact height, but he's 300 pounds. Like,
He is?
Yeah, he's big. He's big.
I don't remember that. That's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he sits down with investigators at the station, and over the next 4 hours, he details the events of that day. And mostly they are the same as Kayla's, but he says he shot Charlie because he overheard Charlie and Kayla talking about robbing him. To which Kayla's like, no, he didn't. That's not true. Of
course
we were not going to rob him. No.
We're going to go with the victim who was in the storage container. We're going to go with her story.
I think that
not
sounds
the guy who put her there.
more accurate for sure.
Sure.
He also denies again raping her because he says they actually met when Kayla was a stripper and he used to pay her for sex. And it was consensual then, so it means it's consensual always.
Oh, my
Obviously.
God. Yeah.
The fuck? They asked Todd if Charlie's ex-wife, Nikki, had anything to do with this because, she's been waving a big red flag over her head for 2 months.
Yeah.
Todd says, who? No, she had nothing to do with this.
I know.
Why did she do all that?
She is a dipshit, though.
Holy shit.
I am a girl against that dipshit.
Oh, my God.
But what is her purpose? Where is she now?
Oh, I don't know. Actually, I spent far too long trying to find her. I saw her bond hearing over the impersonating. I don't know.
Okay.
She is
Who cares?
gone. Who cares?
Not
Gone, as in, she's alive.
But she just has some bizarre
tendencies. What were you doing?
What was
so many questions for that bitch.
They didn't have kids, right? Charlie
No.
and her? Okay, good.
No.
What was the contentious divorce about, really?
He cheated on her.
Oh, right.
We think there was overlap between Caleb. There was. So
Okay.
she was just mad.
Okay.
So we have Todd's confession. He's the owner of the property. He's the monster. Pretty straightforward, huh?
Yeah.
No.
Uh-huh.
That's not how we do it here at PATW.
No, it's not.
The investigators are nowhere near done with him. And the reason they aren't done with him is because of the very first thing he said when he walked into the interrogation room.
Oh, God.
As he was sitting down, he says, "I'm going to close a few cases for you."
That's how he says it?
Yep. Because
Wow.
as it turns out, this was not just a crime against Charlie and Kayla. Todd Kohlhepp is one of the most prolific serial killers in South Carolina history, and nobody had a clue.
Right. What an asshole.
So he is such an asshole.
Another serial killer with a bunch of fucking money. Again, if we're going to talk about Alec Murdaugh.
I mean, good at hiding it for, I don't know. Well, we'll just get there. So he creepily tells the detectives, "I'm going to solve some cold cases for you." And here's the first one. 29-year-old Johnny Coxey and 25-year-old Megan Coxey were a young married couple living in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and they had been missing at this point for almost a year.
Oh.
They had been together for about 6 years, and at the time they met, Megan had a 2-year-old son from a previous relationship. Eventually, she and Johnny got married, and in September 2015, they had a son of their own named JJ.
Oh.
They did have their struggles. They were known to panhandle. The media portrays them as drifters, homeless sometimes. But they did have a dream of opening their own tattoo parlor one day.
Oh.
Until then, though, Megan got a job at a Waffle House in Roebuck, South Carolina, and Todd Kohlhepp was a frequent patron at that Waffle House. Sorry, fumbling. In fact, the employees of that Waffle House knew Todd as the creepy regular.
Yeah.
He was the creep.
Yeah.
He'd leave big tips, but it always came with an invitation to come back to his house with him.
Ew.
Gross.
No.
It got to a point where one of the male cooks would leave his station when Todd came in to take his order because none of the waitresses wanted to deal with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir,
I know.
for your service.
I know.
God.
Good man.
Good man.
It was here that he asked Megan if she'd like to make a little extra money cleaning one of his rental properties, and she said, sure. And she asked if she could bring her husband, Johnny, along. Todd said, sure. They set a date for them to come clean on December 17th, 2015. 2 days before they were due at Todd's, Megan and Johnny were pulled over just after midnight, and the 2 kids were in the back seat. This is not good.
What?
This is not good. But they were charged with child endangerment, DUI, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of an open container. It gets worse.
Oh, God.
Their 3-month-old at this point, JJ, tested positive for heroin.
What?
Yeah. She told them, she admitted that she had done heroin the first 6 months of her pregnancy and then stopped the last 3 and then picked it back up. So I don't know.
How'd the hospital not catch that?
I know.
Wow.
I don't know. Or he was 3 months old. Maybe they took him away for a month. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But
Well, wasn't Frances Bean taken away?
yeah,
for,
I don't know.
to,
But
like,
she was given back.
detox? Yeah, I know,
but she was given back.
yeah.
So I don't know how
That's
long.
Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love's daughter.
Also tested positive for heroin
Also
at birth.
tested positive.
So they were in jail. And remember, they have a job to do in 2 days. And this isn't like, sober up and you'll get out of the drunk tape. They're in trouble.
You're in real trouble. That is so horrifying.
I know. So they were in jail, but Megan really still wanted to go to Todd's property to clean.
No.
So she called her mom and begged her to bail them out so she could still keep the job. And her mom agreed. And that turned out to be one of her biggest regrets. She says it'll haunt her every day for the rest of her life. According to Todd's confession, he picked up Megan and Johnny the following day after they got bailed out and drove them to the property in Woodruff to pick up cleaning supplies, which they would then use to clean some of his rental properties. When they got there, Todd says that Johnny pulled a knife on him, so he pulled out a pistol and shot him twice.
We're done with the self-defense thing.
It's exhausting.
I'm exhausted listening to you. Skip it.
Right. So he had his pistol, obviously, so he pulled it out and shot him twice while Megan looked on and watched, horrified and shocked. Next, Todd put Megan inside the green Conex shipping container and locked it, and then buried Johnny's body on the property. After that, he promised Megan that he would give her $4,000 to keep quiet about the murder and said he would drive her up to Tennessee and drop her off. Of course, he does not do that.
No.
Instead, he held Megan captive and claims again that she was never sexually assaulted, which is, I'm sure, bullshit. While she was held captive...
Yeah, I would imagine this is motive, right? Is this not all sexually motivated?
I'm certain it is.
Okay.
But we're only getting one side.
You're right.
Because while Megan was being held, she told him she struggled with mental illness, and without her medication, she would experience manic episodes. Todd tried to placate her by giving her cigarettes and a lighter.
That's not the same.
That's different, actually.
I know what they, which I do not condone, but I know what they did to y'all in the 70s and
Here's
those
some
mental
cigarettes.
health facilities.
Take a break.
Here's some Thorazine and some cigs.
Well, just cigarettes? I don't even know. Well, that won't work.
No.
For what she was struggling with.
No,
and
I'm not going to be speaking in front of a crowd. I need something a little different than cigarettes.
Yeah. Well, that's evident based on how Megan responded, that's not going to work. She responded by setting the shipping container on fire twice. He gave her fire. He gave her a lighter.
Fire.
And there's shit in the shipping container. You'll see in the video. There, he stores stuff in it.
So she's inside?
Yeah, chained up. But so it doesn't work. The first time he let it slide, I mean, he figured it out. He must have been around a lot more. I don't know. It sounds terrifying.
Oh,
but
my God.
he let it slide the first
Probably
time.
has cameras on that property, if I were.
Well, he has deer cameras, but I don't know if maybe pointing at the shipping container.
Yeah.
Whatever. He figured it out. First time, he was like, all right, I'm going to let that slide. But when she did it a second time, a week later, he killed her. He shot her in the head.
Oh, wow.
When their families reported them missing, cops said that they were adults and could go missing if they wanted to, and they were probably just running from their troubles. Because of Megan and Johnny's lifestyle, the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office never investigated their disappearance as a crime. They never tried to find them. It was only because of Todd's confession that they found their bodies buried on his property.
Wow.
Yeah. It's no surprise that he's done this before. Duh. And same MO pretty much as Kayla and Charlie's. He's sick as shit.
Uh-huh.
But they had no idea that his next confession would solve their most baffling cold case.
Really?
One they had been working on for 13 years and had no suspects.
Shut the fuck up.
It was the quadruple homicide at the Superbike Motorsports. And this one is so batshit.
Oh, okay. Go. I don't know this.
Superbike Motorsports was a motorcycle store and repair shop in Chesney, South Carolina, small farming community, again, Spartanburg County.
Sure.
Between Anderson and Spartanburg County, that's where we are. Mm-hmm. It was owned by 30-year-old Scott Ponder, and it became a quintessential small town mom and pop shop where they had very good, loyal customers. Mm-hmm. Regulars would pop in all the time.
It's a bike shop?
It's a motorcycle shop.
Dan and Roseanne.
Yes. Yes, it is, but more successful.
Uh-huh.
Okay. He hired his best friend, Brian Lucas, as the manager. His mom, Beverly, came in a few times a week to do the bookkeeping.
Okay.
Scott's wife, Melissa, described it as a boys' playground. And when kids came in, they'd let them sit on the motorcycles. And they also sold go-karts. So kids loved going in there.
Yeah.
It was just a good small business, small town. And it was on track to be very successful. It already was. Mm-hmm. He had $2 million in sales in his first 9 months of opening. It had only been open for 9 months, and he had $2 million in sales. And it's like 2003.
Okay.
On Thursday, November 6, 2003, one of their regular customers and a good friend, Noah Lee, came by Superbike Motorsports, and as he's approaching the building, he thinks he's getting a prank pulled on him. Because Scott, the owner, Scott, and the manager, Brian, who were both his two good friends, were both lying in the parking lot covered in blood.
In the parking lot?
Yeah. He literally thought it was a prank, so he walked up to Scott and kind of kicked him.
Oh, God.
But then
horrifying.
When he saw the massive wounds on him, he knew it was not a prank. They had both clearly been shot. So he ran in to call 911, and his nightmare's not over.
Yeah.
He sees
sounds familiar now.
Scott's mom, 52-year-old Beverly Guy, lying on the floor, also covered in blood. He grabs the phone, calls 911, and tells the dispatcher that he's found 3 people shot, but their mechanic, a guy named Chris Sherbert, should also be there, but he didn't see him, and he thinks he may be in the back. But the dispatcher says, do not go deeper into the store.
Right.
Wait until police get there. Mm-hmm. When police get there, they found the body of 26-year-old Chris Sherbert, who had been working on a bike in the garage and was shot from behind.
Yeah.
All 4 victims had been shot in the head, some in the chest, all of them like 2 or 3 times.
Oh.
They were all shot. Investigators didn't know if there was one gunman or multiple because they found 18 shell casings from 2 different kinds of bullets. Some bullets were nickel, some were brass. Piecing together what happened, they theorized that the gunman or men came into the bike shop from the back entrance into the garage, shot Chris in the back of the head while he was repairing a bike. He probably didn't even notice him.
Oh.
Next, they went to the showroom and shot Beverly as she was coming out of the bathroom.
What the fuck?
Then they shot Brian and Scott as they both tried to run out the front door, killing Brian first and then chasing Scott into the parking lot. Scott's body was halfway under his mom's car.
Oh, God.
So he was taking cover, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The killer left no fingerprints, no DNA evidence, and nothing was taken from the store. Very targeted. Word spreads like wildfire. And when Scott's wife, Melissa, found out, she fainted.
Oh, yeah.
To make it even more devastating, she and Scott had just found out she was pregnant.
Oh, holy shit. Okay.
She was only 7 weeks pregnant, and 2 days before the murder, she and Scott got their first sonogram.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Goosebumps. That is so fucking sad.
I know. After hearing about the killings, a witness named Kelly Sis came forward. He had been in the store about 30 minutes before the murders with his 4-year-old son looking to buy a go-kart.
Oh.
He told investigators that he noticed Scott helping another customer, a white male, with the purchase of a black Katana 600. It's a motorcycle. I don't know.
Sure.
It may be Katana. I think it's Katana.
Sure it is.
Whatever. It's a motorcycle. I don't know. Kelly was, again...
You're not a biker, babe? Why is that bumper sticker on the back of your car?
Oh, I know. I'd rather be driving my Katana 600 is what it says.
Yeah, that's what that says.
So Kelly, again, a regular, didn't recognize this guy, but two things struck him about this unknown customer.
He's 300 pounds and he's 7 feet tall?
He's a whiny little baby.
Yeah. He's 300 pounds. And jacked.
Right. He was wearing a Columbia fleece jacket despite it being pretty warm outside. It is November, but still, he said it was warm outside, and he was like, how are you wearing that?
Yeah.
And he didn't seem to know much about motorcycles.
Okay.
But he was like buying one. Sure enough, deputies found the black Katana 600 in the back of the shop being prepared for delivery.
That's what he was working on?
Yeah.
The mechanic?
Sherbert,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
There was a bill of sale on the bike, but the customer's name hadn't been added yet.
Oh, God.
Bummer. The witness, Kelly Sis, gave investigators a description of the customer, and they released a composite sketch, but nothing came from it. And it's not a good sketch. Even Kelly said, like, no, that's not what he looked like. It wasn't helpful.
Okay.
Investigators came up with various theories, maybe a disgruntled employee or customer, maybe a hitman hired by a competitor to put Superbike Motorsports out of business.
We're in Chesney, South Carolina.
Yeah.
They're probably all going to be wonderful around there.
Yeah.
Except for this one asshole.
Right. So those were theories, led to nowhere. 7 months after the murders, Melissa gave birth to a baby boy who she named Scotty Jr. His birth helped Melissa with her grief because she said she could hold a piece of Scott, his own flesh and blood. Yeah. Throughout the investigation, Melissa was very cooperative, even when she had a newborn baby and trying to navigate that.
Yeah.
And a widow.
Mm-hmm.
If she had to, she would bring Scotty Jr. to the station with her. She was more than willing to talk to investigators. Mm-hmm. One of those times was when Scotty Jr. was about 6 months old. And this is where the investigation takes a very weird turn. About 6 months after Scotty Jr. was born, Melissa got a call from the Spartanburg Sheriff's Department asking her to come in. When she got there, they told her that they had received an anonymous tip that Scott couldn't have children.
What?
And Melissa's like, yes, he could.
An anonymous tip?
They specifically said, we got a tip that Scott was sterile. That's what they told her. And she was like, that's not true.
Oh, God.
On top of that, during a recent visit to the station, Melissa changed Scotty Jr.'s diaper, and the investigators retrieved the soiled diaper from the trash and sent it to the lab to test the DNA. Because they got that tip, and they're like, that's weird. So they tested the baby's DNA without her knowing. They called her down there.
Wait, can you do that?
Yes. So they called her back down there. That's why they called when he was 6 months old, to tell her that Scott is not Scotty Jr.'s father.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The DNA was not a match.
Wait, he, even as a 3-month-old, doesn't have any privacy rights? What? Like, I would think she would have to sign up.
Well, if they're suspecting that there's
infidelity, that's not illegal. Sorry.
I know, but if they have
I would think they would need a little more to prove that's.
I would think that too, and maybe they do. Maybe this is legal.
fine.
I didn't go down it, so they did it, and they didn't get in trouble for it. So I think it's fine.
Okay.
I mean,
Seems wrong.
I know, but they suspect people and chase him to McDonald's to watch him drink out of a coffee cup.
Yeah,
in a
but there's
third
more
way.
there's more
Yeah, I know.
probable cause.
I know.
when you
I
do
agree.
that.
Maybe
Okay.
not.
All right.
Don't know. Not a lawyer. Anyway. Sorry. You got in trouble. I just knew you were going to question that, and I don't know the legality.
All right.
Probably illegal. Don't know. They're not in trouble. So Scott is not the father. That's what they tell her.
Wow.
She is pissed. She's outraged. She insisted Scott was the father. She'd never had an affair. And even is like, oh my God, what if the hospital gave me the wrong baby?
Oh, my
Like, she's freaking out. She demanded a second DNA test.
Yeah.
She had Scotty Jr. She said, go get a swab. I'm going to hold him. I'm going to watch you do it. Swab his mouth. Go ahead. Right in front of me. It will show you Scott is the father.
Uh-huh.
So they do. Comes back.
No?
Yet again, no, Scott is not the father. In fact, they tested a little further. And it showed that Brian Lucas was the father.
The mechanic? Wait,
The manager. Scott's best friend and manager who was also killed that day. And also married with kids, which is awful.
No way.
So they really turn up the heat on Melissa and they say, tell me the truth. Tell us the truth. Like, was this a love triangle? What's going on? And Melissa tells them, absolutely not. It's bullshit. Now the town is abuzz with this. Like, how salacious.
Yeah.
Here in Chesapeake, that stuff doesn't happen here.
Sure.
We don't lock our doors. All this small town stuff.
Yeah.
But even if she did have an affair, that's not evidence that proving that she had anything to do with the murder.
Right.
So the case stalls again. About a year later, Spartanburg County Sheriff's Department Detective Alan Wood approached the very famous FBI profiler John Douglas after a lecture and asked him to help him with the case. John Douglas, again, very famous FBI profiler, has worked on some of the biggest cases in history, wrote the book Mindhunter, which, you know, Netflix series Mindhunter,
Sure.
obviously taken from that. He's interviewed Bundy, Manson, Gacy, Kemper, the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
To understand how they think. He studied their behavior. He just is an expert in the criminal mind.
Yeah.
What more do I have to tell you?
You don't tell me anything because I think I've covered him in a few
I know.
of my
I'm sure we've
episodes.
introed him before.
Yep.
At the time Detective Wood approached him, John Douglas was long retired from the FBI, like 8 years. I guess not that long, but still. Retired from the FBI. He was reluctant to take on the Superbike murders because he specialized in psychopaths, and it sounded like a robbery gone wrong. But once he looked at the details, he became pretty interested. Mm-hmm. He considered all the theories, starting with the love triangle. Since both Scott and Brian had been killed, that seemed unlikely, he said, that it was a love triangle dispute. Usually only one person in the triangle is a victim.
Totally.
He also thought the hitman hired by a rival business, obviously far-fetched. He said, even the mafia doesn't do that anymore. We're not doing that.
We're not doing that. Let's not entertain it.
Yeah, so he doesn't. So without any real suspects, he puts together his profile. Here it is. He said it's a single shooter, not multiple. Mm-hmm. He agreed with the disgruntled customer or employee theory, but he said it was likely a customer because an employee is easy to trace. You could track down.
Yeah.
You know exactly who the employees are.
Right.
The business as a whole seemed to be the target of this customer's wrath, but the number of gunshots suggested a lot of animosity, and the fact that Scott and Brian were shot so many times while trying to flee indicates that they were the primary targets of his rage.
Okay.
Unlike in a sexual crime, age likely wasn't a determining factor here, so they could eliminate any suspects based on age range. Like, it could be anyone.
God, good thing that 4-year-old left 30 minutes prior.
I know. The killer was full of... It sounds like you're saying because the 4-year-old could be a suspect.
Oh, I thought you meant the guys.
No, he's saying the suspect, there's really no... Because typically, John Douglas would be like, he's 30 to 35 years old.
Yeah.
He's not doing that here.
I thought you were referring to his victims. His victims range from, because you said one of the victims' mom was shot. Like, I thought you meant his victims range. Like, there's no age range for his victims. His MO is everyone and anyone.
It
probably is.
Maybe that is what he's saying, actually.
That's why I said, thank God that 4-year-old.
But you couldn't eliminate suspects based on age range, I
Yeah.
guess, of victims. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm reading his notes.
Sure.
The killer was likely full of rage and probably spoke about his hatred of superbike motorsports to one or more people. I have like 10 bullets of his profile, so this is all it. Even so, though, the murders were well planned and efficient. The shooter would have practiced shooting beforehand, perhaps at a local gun range or wherever.
Or 95 acres.
He said he or she would have surveilled the business before the attack and probably saw Kelly Sisk and his 4-year-old son leaving. Afterwards, he or she would have been obsessed with the news coverage of the shooting, following it closely to see if the sheriff's department had any leads, and he'd be watching with what John Douglas calls a high ass pucker factor.
What is that?
Like you're watching the news puckering your ass because you're stressed. So he's funny too.
Oh, he is funny. John, you're the full package.
Full package, ladies. High ass pucker. If you see someone you know watching the news,
They're real tense.
And they're real
like
tense.
They're clenching their ass cheeks.
That's him.
That's him.
He said it's possible the murderer somehow inserted himself into the investigation. He said this long after the killings, because remember, by the time this profile is released, it's well over a year after the murders. So he's saying this long afterwards, the killer would have resumed their normal behavior, but may have bragged about getting away with it to one or more people.
Yeah.
So that's the profile. With this profile, Douglas suggested to investigators that they look for the killer by combing through the business's customer files to see if anyone stands out, and then have the local media publish the description of the killer's pre- and post-murder behavior, like based on his profile, to see if anyone recognized things like that, especially the ass puckering watching the news.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
The Spartanburg Herald-Journal did just that and published an article titled Killer Profiled as Angry Gunman. The article quoted John Douglas saying, there's evidence that there may have been a disgruntled customer either in previous dealings with the victims or the shop itself. According to the files, the unknown suspect may have had a retaliation on his mind for months. He is trained, possibly going to local fire ranges, if there are any, or going out in the woods for target practice. He was accurate when he unloaded all those rounds at that shop. He is likely a hothead who fights it out when he disagrees with someone. In this case, he shot it out rather than talking. The killer had no remorse, and that's why he was able to kill all 4. One person that they looked at hard was Noah Lee, the guy who found him, the friend who thought he was being pranked.
Sure.
They couldn't find a motive. He was good friends with Brian and Scott and hung out at the shop a lot. There was no bad blood that anyone knew about.
Yeah.
No fights. But he found him, so he was subjected to hours of interviews, polygraphs, rumors, of course, running rampant. So locals are looking at him all sideways.
Crossing the street when he's walking down. Yeah.
It was tough, and even though he was cleared, the trauma stayed with him for a long time. It took about 1.5 years before he could get a full night's sleep.
Oh.
He had nightmares, like,
I'm sure.
for decades.
People are wrongfully convicted all the time.
Yeah, it's
I'd be
scary
like,
as shit.
Fuck.
The same thing happened with Melissa, Scott's wife. Again, word got out about Scotty Jr.'s DNA test and a possible love triangle, an affair between 2 best friends, whatever, the whole thing.
Yeah.
People who knew her well didn't believe it, but some people did, and because of it, her reputation suffered. It suffered even when 18 months after the murders, the sheriff's department learned that the blood vials collected from Scott and Brian at the crime scene were mislabeled.
I was like, okay, they got the right DNA from that baby, but they mixed it up with the adults.
Switched.
Okay.
That's why Scotty Jr.'s DNA was coming back a match to Brian, because the vial marked Brian had Scott's blood in it.
What dipshit did that?
Scott was the baby's father.
Yes.
You understand?
I do.
Can you effing believe that?
I would be so pissed if I were her, and it sounds like she was. What dipshit did that?
I don't
Who's
know.
not double checking?
I think they said a third party, whatever. They're like, the sheriff's office didn't do that. We swear. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? But she did not find that out for 18 months. And
But talk about no sleep. She didn't get
wouldn't
sleep for
that fuck with you?
like,
I would be like, how is
this possible?
And
I used this toilet seat once.
I know. I mean, what do you do?
I really would be like, how is this possible?
And if you're Brian Lucas's wife, you're like, the
Right.
fuck? Excuse me. 18 months I went on with her just like
In a
wondering.
small ass town.
Yeah, not good. And Scott's grandmother, who he was very close to, died before that came out. So she died thinking Scotty Jr. was not the legitimate grandson. And I'm sure it was kind of like probably, I don't know. It's just sad.
Yeah.
Sucks. So Melissa was exonerated and, screaming from the rooftops.
Yeah.
Hey,
Did
they
everyone
fucked
see
up.
that-
They fucked up, not me.
Yeah.
But she still said, fuck this. And she and Scotty moved to her home state of Arizona.
Yeah. I would too.
Sadly, the profile generated no new leads. They have John Douglas on it. Still nothing. They even put up a $25,000 reward for any information, but it didn't help either. And the investigation went nowhere for 13 years until 2016, when they found Kayla Brown locked in a shipping container and finally caught this piece of shit, Todd Kohlhepp, who sits down and confirms that he is responsible for the Superbike murders.
What's his motive?
Oh my God. Here's my next sentence. When they ask why he did it, he proves what a small, pathetic man he is.
Okay, good.
His motive is so pathetic. It started when Todd bought a motorcycle from them, but after realizing he didn't know shit about bikes or how to ride it, he tried to return it 10 days later. When he told Scott and Brian that he was having trouble riding it, he said they were rude and made fun of his inability to ride that kind of bike. Like they're busting his balls.
You're such a little bitch.
They're just busting his chops.
Yeah. It's a bike shop.
They're all the same age. Like they're probably just fucking with him. It's fine. Get over it.
God.
So they weren't going to let him return it though. They're like, and no, by the way. But there was a big field next to the shop, which is why, by the way, in like broad daylight, he can do this mass shooting, and two of which are outside the shop, and no one really knew anything. It's rural. So there's this big field. It's rural. There's this big field next to the shop. So they go out there, Brian and Scott go out there with Todd and try to teach him how to ride it.
Yeah.
But when he toppled over, they laughed. I'm like, well, Todd, was it hilarious? You big galoot, you're huge, you're falling over on a bike.
Like
it's funny.
Child without training wheels.
It's funny. It's like almost like Chris Farley with the little coat.
Yeah,
You're a big guy, little bike. I don't think it's a little bike, but I don't care. That's what I'm picturing, and it's funny.
It's funny.
Get over it.
God, you are so weak.
Pathetic.
So 4 people you left a newly pregnant woman alone because your ego was shot?
Yeah.
You fucking bitch.
Yeah.
You left a little baby without a father?
Yeah.
Because
you got your feelings
were hurt?
Yeah.
You're a little bitch.
He's just a insecure little boy. Really is.
He really is.
So a few
He
days.
doesn't like being teased.
Yeah. So he goes on. This is all in his confession. The cops are like,
Can you still not ride a bike?
yeah. Yeah. Did you ever learn? That's so sad. Thank God you're shackled and cuffed, but that's fucking funny.
Yeah, I'll give anything for that CCTV.
Yeah. So then a few days later, he says the bike was stolen from Todd's apartment complex, like in the parking lot, and Todd was convinced that it was Scott, Brian, or someone from Superbike Motorsports who stole it. They wouldn't let him return it, but then they stole it back. So they're like, this dipshit can't ride a bike for shit. He needs training wheels, I guess. I don't think they did. I think it was just stolen.
I think you wanted it to be them.
Yeah.
I think you convinced yourself it was them. You probably left the keys in the ignition. You probably,
of course,
left it very easily to steal. And the moment it got stolen, you're like, yes,
it's
revenge.
just like Charlie talking about robbing him. It's just like Johnny pulling a knife on him.
Totally.
Well, they stole my bike.
They stole my bike.
None of it. So convinced it was them, he bought a Beretta 92 FS. And I guess 92 FS. How else would you say it?
That.
It's 92.
It's 92.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he went back to Superbike under the false pretense of buying another motorcycle. This time he chose a black Katana 600, which matches exactly what Kelly Sisk overheard, the customer who was there 30 minutes. But he didn't seem to know anything about it. Again, this matches exactly what Kelly heard. So Todd told them that he got there around 3 p.m. because he knew it wouldn't be that busy. He said there were a few customers in there, so he waited for them to leave. Again, Kelly and his 4-year-old little boy. After he agreed to buy the bike, Chris Sherbert, the mechanic, took it to the back to get it ready for transport. Todd followed him and shot him twice at a downward angle.
Oof.
During his confession, he said the bullets he used were Remington 147 grain subsonics, which have a brass casing. He says it. Next, Todd went back to the showroom where he encountered Scott, Brian, and Beverly as they were coming to investigate the loud-ass shots they just heard. They were coming to check what was going on. Beverly was the closest, so he shot her 2 or 3 times in the chest. Brian and Scott both ran for the door. Todd shot Brian as he reached the doorway and then did a tactical reload, as he put it, trying to sound badass, and shot Scott in the parking lot. He said the second magazine that he reloaded before he did that had bullets with a nickel casing. So that explains why there's 2 different types of bullets there. And I think that was something they didn't release to the media. So the fact that he knew that some were nickel, some were brass, like he did this.
Right.
Lastly, Todd said that after he shot Scott, he went back inside and shot each person one more time in the forehead, just for good measure.
Really?
Yeah.
Ew.
Throughout his confession, he's showing not 1 ounce of emotion. Oh, except pride, of course. He actually said this to him.
Oh, fuck. What?
He said, I cleared that building in under 30 seconds. You guys would have been proud. My golf game is weak, but my kill game is strong.
Okay. And we're done. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Fuck you.
Can you imagine?
And we're not impressed.
He's so...
You shot 4 innocent, unarmed people. Oh, yeah, we're real fucking impressed.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, dude.
And again, trying to be one of the bros.
Right.
He's pathetic. I can't think of another word. It was nightmare before, now it's pathetic.
Yeah.
Dipshit's always going to be in there. I don't know.
Sure.
Investigators look back at their original investigation after they learn all this 13 years later and realize that Todd was one of the hundreds of customers who had received a letter from the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Department requesting that they come forward with any information about the murders. Obviously, Todd was not going to respond to that.
Right.
And the sheriff's office didn't have the resources to go interview every single customer, so he just fell through the cracks. But you would think they would run a background check into those hundreds of customers and just flag the ones with sketchy backgrounds. He would have stood out. And actually, infuriatingly, Brian Lucas's family took it upon themselves to hire like a forensic auditor to go through that customer list and highlight the criminals. And Todd was on there and highlighted. No one did anything.
Are you serious?
And that was in 2005. We're in 2016 now.
Holy
we're just learning
shit.
This. What a bummer.
Get a rookie cop to do that. It would take probably. Oh,
I know.
God.
I know. When talking about the killing of Charlie and keeping Kayla hostage, he said he knew he'd be caught because it was very impulsive. It was not planned out at all. I don't know if I believe that. But he defends it, saying Kayla was a drug addict, and he claimed he had a real hard time with drug dealers. Then he points out that during her 2 months of captivity, she was clean, so some good came from it. He learns this attitude from his mother, and I will get there.
Okay, we're going to talk shit about a lot of people.
Yeah, and he also...
I have a real problem with drug users?
Drug dealers, he said.
I have a real problem with murderers and rapists. So that's...
yeah, and people who can't ride a motorcycle.
Yeah, and little bitches who can't take a joke.
Yeah, who can't laugh
chum it
at
up.
themselves. Give me a damn break. He also continues to deny he raped her, Kayla. Just please stop.
Pisses me off.
After the confession, they took him to the Woodruff property to show him exactly where Johnny and Megan were buried because they couldn't find it on their own, which he did. They were buried next to each other, and this is really weird. This is a bizarre detail. All right, so all in all of what we know, Johnny, Megan, and Charlie were buried on his property. Johnny and Charlie's feet were missing.
What?
Both of them. Megan's weren't. The guys were. When investigators asked Todd about this, all he said was, "My mother told me never to play with my food." I think he's trying to be funny. I don't fucking know.
Oh, my God. You miss the mark every time.
His whole life is a missed mark.
Yeah.
You're
not laughing when you should. You're not.
You're
not
cutting
funny
up.
when
You're not funny. You're cutting up at the wrong times.
Right.
Fuck you.
God, get the fuck out of here. Is he dead now?
No.
I don't know if we gassed him or what.
No. When he was pressed on this little comment, but really, why are the feet missing?
Yeah.
He said he didn't really play with the bodies. And when he put Johnny and Charlie in the ground, their feet were still attached. He theorized that maybe the backhoe used to dig them up accidentally severed their feet, but it's very far-fetched. Neither the county coroner nor John Douglas believe that's possible. That there's no way that happened. But his real reason for removing the feet, we still have no idea.
What?
A clean cut, both feet, just the guys. Megan's were there.
I wonder what that would be.
I don't know. If you have an idea, right, Todd Kohlhepp in prison. I don't know.
He probably has small feet, and he was like,
that. Yeah, that's what it was.
It really is. I'm like, he
tiny,
seems very, very vindictive.
Yeah. He has little baby feet, and he saw that these were normal male
feet. I couldn't ride a motorcycle.
And
We've cracked the case.
Wow. There it is. And that's why he couldn't look at him anymore.
Yeah. A regular human-sized foot.
Damn it.
Pissed him off. God, what a monster.
So Todd is charged with 7 counts of murder, 2 counts of kidnapping, 1 count of criminal sexual assault, 4 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. After a ton of consideration and talking to the victim's family, the state offered him a plea deal, which he accepted to avoid the death penalty. So no, we did not gas him.
Bummer.
On May 26, 2017, he was sentenced to 7 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole, plus 60 years.
That'll do.
He's serving his time at the Spartanburg County Detention Center, or at least he was at this point. He does get moved to a high security, so whatever. I don't know if he's there right now or if that was the original spot and now he's somewhere else. He's in prison, y'all.
Okay.
During victim impact statements at his sentencing, Brian Lucas's father implored Todd to admit to other murders because we are certain there's more. Mm-hmm. In fact, all of the Amazon reviews that I read at the beginning were written by Todd in 2014, which is after the Superbike murders, but before, kind of way before, Johnny, Megan, and Charlie murder and the kidnapping of Kayla. So he wrote that in 2014. Johnny and Megan were murdered in December 2015. So over a year after he wrote those reviews. And then Charlie and Kayla were taken in August 2016.
Wow.
And remember, there were 5 padlocks on the container where he wrote that review. And he may be just cutting up, trying to be whatever the fuck he does, saying I lock people in a Connex with 5 padlocks using this, whatever the fuck the review said. But that was before he did that with Megan and Kayla. We know there's more. He claims there's more. He told Kayla that his body count was almost to triple digits. But and if she was a good girl, if she was a good girl, he would teach her how to kill, and they could get there. They could get to the triple digits. He's just insane.
He's also seems like the kind of guy who lies about that.
There's a lot of back and forth. Mm-hmm. He had some story where he killed 2 guys who approached him in a parking lot of his old apartment complex. He killed them, threw their bodies he had this whole story about it, in a gorge or a rock quarry. They went and found to look. Mm-hmm. There's no trace of remains. So he does have some stories like that. Yeah. I'm sure he loves the fame. He does. I'm sure of that. But
and here you are contributing to it.
I know, and I apologize.
Yeah.
I actually say that in a minute, but I wrote that little note to apologize for my contribution to this. Mm-hmm. But so he does claim a lot of murders that either later solved and they're like, no, you didn't do it. And that's what could make this another hour. I've like actually pages of research. So I was like, I want to get into more of this and I can't.
Right. Of what?
Of the possible other victims that might be legit, and then the ones he like claims that are like, no. There are some people that don't even think he really did the Superbike murders because he got some details wrong, but it's been 13 years.
13 years, yeah.
He's probably had several more murders since then. It's hazy. He got enough right. He did it.
Right.
It's he's the disgruntled customer.
Yes.
And it's so on brand for him.
Yeah, it is.
They laughed. Of course it was him.
Right.
In May 2018, Dustin Lawson, Kayla's ex-boyfriend, pleaded guilty to 36 counts of federal firearm charges, all related to purchasing guns for Todd. He was sentenced to 8 years and 3 months in prison. Prosecutors and family members of Todd's victims think that was a light sentence, which it is, because he likely knew about Todd's murders.
Yeah.
Like, he's providing all these guns for what?
Right.
In fact, actually, I think Todd did say Dustin knew about the Superbike murders.
Really?
He says he did. I think Dustin denies that. Dustin was released in 2023.
Oh. Stop buying guns for people who are not legally allowed to own guns.
Well, and if you're, depending on where you're buying them, they may be responsible and have to pay a settlement.
Right.
And that's the case with Academy Sports and Outdoors. But first, I'm updating you on other stuff.
Okay.
In August 2018, Kayla won a civil lawsuit against Todd and was awarded $6.3 million in damages. At the time, there were 5 other civil lawsuits filed by the family members of the other victims. But Todd does not have that much money.
Well, sell his farm.
At all. Well, they do. They sell all of his assets, and they total to they're $353,000.
What?
I don't know, man. They had to fire sell him. I mean, come on. He's got a settlement to pay.
God.
So an agreement was reached where half of that went to Kayla and the other half was divided up by the victims' family members.
Yeah.
In November 2023, the families of Todd's victims reached this is actually kind of really bums me out because it could have been more. They reached a $2.5 million settlement with Academy Sports and Outdoors, which is where Dustin bought all the guns on Todd's behalf.
Shit, are you serious?
Yeah. So all of the victims' families had to split the $2.5 million. I'm like, I feel like y'all could have gotten more.
Yeah.
You want to get real pissed? Oh my God.
What?
Thought we were done with this bitch, but we're not.
Shut the fuck up. You bring up Nikki again.
Since Charlie and his ex-wife Nikki weren't legally divorced, they weren't even legally separated, she got the split for him, not his parents.
What?
She got it.
No, bitch. Mm-hmm. And she's not decent of a
So they
human.
all ended up with like $833,000 or something. I can't remember. I think it was $833,000.
And she doesn't even seem like the type of person who would, willingly give some to her ex-in-laws. No,
I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe she did.
No,
I don't know.
Because I think she's the type of person who interferes in an investigation.
Right. That she didn't even have anything to do with. Like,
She placed herself right in the middle there.
You hate police. I don't know what you're
love
doing.
attention.
And you would love for them not to be found. So you are just like sending him to Myrtle Beach to see if he's at this hospital, or like sending him to Vero Beach or the airport to find his car. No, I don't know what you're doing.
Oh my God. Her obstruction of justice should negate you don't give shit.
Well, that was the ruling. Maybe she gave it to his parents. That would be a
That would surprise
twist.
me of Nikki.
That would be, if I know her, and I think I do.
I think I do.
So Melissa Ponder went on to marry a guy named Chad Brackman, and they had another son and a daughter together. Chad was a cop, and they lived in Arizona.
Wait, sorry, Melissa's.
That's Melissa Scott Ponder's wife, who was pregnant when he was murdered.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Or his widow,
yes,
who went on to have Scotty Jr., was accused of cheating on Scott.
Sure.
When she didn't. But she found love again. Chad Brackman, they lived in Arizona. He was a cop.
Okay.
But in 2021, he was killed in Scottsdale after being hit by a car.
Oh.
He was rushed to the hospital and didn't make it. He died later that day. So she is twice widowed.
What?
He was 47, I believe. So that was in 2021.
How old's that baby now?
He was born in early 2003.
God.
He's 23.
Yikes.
I know.
That is
they had
so sad.
They had 2 kids together, and then she had a different son, actually named Britton.
Hey.
So she has 4 kids, but some are adults now.
Yeah.
But sad, twice widowed, widowed,
and like very tragic ways. Sudden. Yeah, very
awful.
No goodbyes.
Yeah.
Wow.
In prison, Todd continues to be a nightmare. He loves the attention, which again, I'm sorry for contributing. I'm sorry. He was thrilled to participate in a 3-part documentary called Serial Killer, The Devil Unchained from Investigation Discovery. And again, I'll get to my sources at the end. At one point, he even created a brand called SKTK. That stands for Serial Killer Todd Kohlhepp. He tried to sell merch from prison, but the prison shut that shit down real fast, and that's when they moved him to a high-security prison.
You
are such a piece of shit.
Are such a bag
loser.
Of shit.
He's such a loser.
Such a loser. God.
Have I used the word pathetic yet? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. He's pathetic.
Yeah, there you go.
He also has had a ton of infractions for assault, battery, refusing to obey. He's still just a toddler having tantrums.
Yeah.
Like, I think in the past 2 years, there was like 8 violations. Like, God, he's just such a menace.
You're a menace. You're a gnat. You're just annoying the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Can I see a picture of what he looks like? Because now I'm all...
hot and bothered?
Well, I'm discombobulated by your description of him, that he's...
He seems to fluctuate a lot. That's the problem.
Taylor Parker doesn't look like one thing. Like someone describes
he
Taylor
generally
Parker.
looks the same. Taylor Parker looks different in every single picture. That is not the same person. But he's just like bodies type. Like he's huge.
Can I see that full frontal?
Which one?
Blue shirt.
Oh yeah,
Kool-Aid Man.
He's busting through that courtroom wall.
You are repulsive. He looks like the Long Island. He looks like
he does Gilga, but
oh shit.
Oh, that piece of shit. That haircut. Ooh,
God, everything about him.
Yeah. Weeks before Todd's sentencing, his mother Regina.
Oh, I forgot about this bitch.
Died at age 70. Todd, of course, asked to go to the funeral, and they said,
No, that's not happening.
No, you're not going to do that. First of all, you know how to fly a plane, so that alone, you're not leaving here. But we'll tell her bye for you.
Right.
And she was his one and only supporter in the worst way. So when she sat down with 48 Hours, there's a 48 Hours on this, to do their episode on her shit son, she started by saying, I want to say something to the people who have been hurt. I want the world to know that he's not a bad person. He's a good person.
Excuse me.
That's to the people who got hurt?
No,
the victims? That's what you want to say?
No.
To this, the reporter asks, why did he chain up Kayla then? And she responds, because he didn't know what to do at that point. She saw him kill her boyfriend, and he didn't know what to do with her. He couldn't turn her loose. She'd go to the police. He tried to make her as comfortable as possible. He got her food and water. He had a dilemma.
What?
It is bad shit.
Regina. If he's a good person, why'd you send him off to live with his grandparents at 5 years old?
Well, what's crazy is she does have those interviews like rehashing all that, saying he was a very angry little kid. But then in the same breath, she's like, but he would crawl on my lap and cuddle, and we would read the funny comics in the newspaper, and he was so gentle and sweet. Like, I'm like, okay, wait, that's not who you described before.
Well, and of course, he had a little glimmer of a kid.
Yeah.
Of kid moments. Those are just typical kid moments that are sweet when they're not grow up to be horrific murderers.
Yeah.
That's a lovely story to tell. But he grew up to chain someone in a storage bin and kill several people for no reason at all.
No reason. But she thinks there are reasons, because then she later says that she can't, okay, well, this was starting to redeem herself, and then she undoes it. She says she can't imagine being Kayla down there for 2 months. She wanted Kayla specifically to know how sorry she was for what she went through. And just as you're like, okay, that's not that. Now you're on track.
Now put a period at the end of that sentence.
Well, then 48 Hours ask her why he decided to kill Charlie, and his mom says, because, these are quotes, because he got nasty, he got smart-mouthed. And Todd had hired him to do some stuff, and Todd pays well. And the guy got mouthy about it. And from what I gathered, he said some smart things to Todd, and I guess Todd shot him.
Okay.
When talking about the Superbike murders, she's like, she says, they made fun of him. They laughed at him, and he was hurt. Okay, so don't be weak, insecure little shit, and just get over it. That's all.
Why are you condoning?
She says she doesn't, but then she does what he does and blames the victims. Like,
right.
They were talking about robbing him. You know that part, right? And we're like, no one believes that.
No one believes that. They're unarmed. Like, for what? Like, how? How are they going to rob this big guy with no weapons, and he's at his own house on his property?
On his property in rural South Carolina.
With an arsenal of guns.
You don't know what he's capable of. They're not robbing him.
They're not robbing him.
They're not pulling a knife. And this wasn't her first time to defend him, because in 1987, before his sentencing, in 1987, when he kidnapped and raped his 14-year-old neighbor.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I guess when he let her go, he walked her some of the way home and then was like, I'll kill your family if you tell anyone. Todd's mother wrote an adult probation officer in a plea for leniency, because it's right before his sentencing. She wrote in the letter that the court doesn't, quote, stop to think about that he even walked the girl home. Does that sound like a dangerous criminal? He walked the girl home. What a gentleman.
Oh, my God.
He is a gentleman.
Walked her home by the nape of her neck.
Yeah, threatening her the entire time.
Threatening her the whole time. She was brought out of her house against her will to begin with, really. I mean, I know she,
of course,
went to the alley
and then
whatever.
Sodomized her. And would have shot her in the head had the gun not misfired. Like, what are you talking about? So that was her plea for leniency. He walked her home after he raped and brutalized her. You're right.
I'm like,
Mrs. Kohlhepp, he's a gent. A
what
peach.
a asshole.
I mean,
and I'm talking about Regina and Todd, but like
ridiculous.
I hate parents like that.
I know.
Just don't say anything. Do not speak on their behalf. You will not change anyone's minds, especially those.
No, we've made up ours, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, we've made up our minds, that's for sure. Especially to his victims.
Yeah. So that is the story of, again, one of South Carolina's most prolific serial killers, if not the most, if we would know all of his victims.
Right.
But there are definitely more. Again, I think he loves the attention, so maybe not close to 300 or to triple digits. Sorry, I keep thinking 300. But I don't know. He's a monster, and he's pathetic. Okay,
and weak.
Mm-hmm. And that's him. So there you go. And then my sources, okay.
Which is ironic because he's...
I know. I don't.
A big guy.
He's physically intimidating looking, but all you have to do is like...
laugh at him and he cries.
Yeah.
So don't worry about
like slighted comment.
Yeah. You better duck for cover.
Yeah, really. So the sources were Serial Killer, The Devil in Change, that 3-part documentary from ID. The Killer Across the Table, Unlocking the Secrets of Serial Killers and Predators with FBI's Original Mindhunter by John E. Douglas. So some of these are books. That's a chapter. One of his chapters is Todd Kohlhepp. Todd Kohlhepp, 7 Murders and...
Oh, wait, what was that book again?
Oh, God. It was a mouthful, so here we go again.
Yeah.
The Killer Across the Table, Unlocking the Secrets of Serial Killers and Predators with the FBI's Original Mindhunter by John E. Douglas and Mark Alshaker.
That's on my list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Todd Kohlhepp, 7 Murders and the Institutions That Looked Away by, I don't know if it's Richard Kelly or Rio Kelly. Serial killing salesman, the true story of Todd Kohlhepp. See, this is why I waited till the end. A bunch of names, too many names in here. By Frank Stone. Those were all books. And then ABC News, CBS News, Greenville News, Yahoo News, Inmate Search Details Report on Todd Kohlhepp. For 48 hours in WSPA 7 News. Thank you.
Wow. What a piece of shit.
Oh, we know that.
Okay. Not a hot take.
Patrons, thank you so much for joining. Lacey, Michelle, Magdalene, Sabrina, Stephanie, Lynn, Alyssa, Tanya, Christy, Vanessa, Alexa, Matthew, Megan, Lauren, Brooke, Kim, Tiffany, Emma, Lacey, Carrie, Jessica, Dee Dee, Michael, Tanari. Did you spell it phonetically for me? Because it was spaced? I don't know. If you didn't, thanks. Or if you did, thanks. Whatever. Thank y'all so much for joining.
Oh, thank you so much.
That was so good.
Love it.
Thank y'all for signing up.
know,
The list was good is what I meant.
Everything's good.
I don't know
You
if the
tuning
episode
in's
was.
good.
Everything's good. So, y'all are the best.
People are the worst. Read the sign.
Read it and weep. Bye.
Bye.